First Watch with Sheriff Mark Daniels on KWCD Bisbee Sierra Vista, hosted by Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
And welcome to your Friday. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
So we need to start with a birthday today.
A special birthday, and I'd be in so much trouble if I didn't say this. Then give a birthday shout out to my wife, Nikki. You know, I won't say how young she is, but she looks beautiful. But happy birthday, Nikki.
Oh, that's so nice.
Thanks, Carol. If we was it. Told somebody yesterday, happy wife, happy life, happy house, happy spouse, you know, all the things that come with that. So I'm going to do a shout out.
And they had something exciting happening yesterday as well with the Salida Training Academy graduation.
We did. We had another graduation yesterday, and it was packed. And I want to give a shout out to all our there's 21 new law enforcement deputies, officers that are hitting the street in southeastern Arizona, from Sierra Vista Police Department, Benson Police Department, Douglas, Bisbee, you name it. We graduated a lot of new officers yesterday. Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office, up in the Graham County, some folks. So it's just nice to have this hometown police academy in our backyard. And thanks to Cochise College, all their leadership over there, Dr. Brooks, and also President J.D. Rottweiler. If I could spend just a second on that one, this was his last class because he's retiring after 15-some years, and he's been in the business forever. And but he's retiring. I just want to give a big shout out for just being a partner with all the law enforcement. We recognized him yesterday at the end of the graduation ceremony. But JD, thank you for being a friend to law enforcement, public safety, fire, and a friend of this community. He's taken that college to new leaps and bounds. And I want to say something. If you've been buying Cochise College in Sierra Vista, you see a building that was just built as you come into the campus on the left side, north side. That is a new indoor firing range for the academy. If you go in the back, you'll see some dorms. That's where we'll be housing our recruits back there and others. And then, of course, we have our academy training grounds there. But last but not least is at the downtown campus. This is a project President Rottweiler and I worked on over the last year and a half. It's driving simulators. So if you see the boards on the front of that building, that's to get those new driving simulators. It's 3 Chevy Tahoes that we donated from the sheriff's office that are going over there. They've been outfitted. It's the coolest thing, and we'll be debuting that here really soon. And but it's a state of the art driving simulators. Nowhere else in the world. It was built out of Canada, of course. So it's all the pursuits we're having in Cochise County. It's just another way of prevention, reducing liability, but also training at the highest level.
And this week has been really, really busy focusing on those kinds of things as well with border visits. So some people had the opportunity to see Dr. Phil. He was in town.
Yes.
And he was here with Tom Holman. So J.D. Rottweiler was part of that. Mayor McCaw was part of that. And Sierra Vista Police Chief Chris Heiser was part of that. So tell us a little bit about, because some of the concerns are, why do you have all of these things happening? Why are these people coming, first and foremost? And second of all, why don't we hear about it initially?
Well, let me start for why I don't hear it initially is, I got a call about a month ago saying, hey, about 3 weeks ago, saying, hey, Dr. Phil like to come down with Tom Holman and do a show of what's going on in the rally, but they wanted to highlight our innovation technology here with the Border Center. And plus talk about where we've been. I did a show with Dr. Phil about a month ago, and so I said, sure, you bet. Dr. Phil, I just think he's great. So they came in, but they asked us not to say anything because they had a purpose to be here, and that was to meet a couple community leaders. Just let me shoot this out here right now. JD is working with them for some training opportunities through the college. Smart on his part, so smart to bring that economic and also educational component to Cochise College with the federal government. The mayor obviously is involved as our community leader. The mayors have been very strong to let's find resolution to what's going on here in Cochise County and beyond. So I thank all our mayors. But they've asked us to keep it very quiet, no media contact, nothing, because they want to get here. They want to do what's they intend to do was film the show here, and then but also we had a meeting with national sheriffs. So we had some sheriffs in the national level here, along with myself. We did a virtual call in there. So there was, and the question, I'll just say it. Mr. Holman asked, "What do you need?" Which is an open-ended question, but it's a very refreshing question to hear, and the fact that we need to work together, state, local, and federal. We got to follow the rule of law. We got to make sure that how can we be a partner? And the objective, and I'll just tell you what Mr. Holman was saying to all of us in law enforcement was, and we had Border Patrol leadership from the Tucson sector there too, but the objective is to ensure the worst of the worst are detected, processed, and removed from these communities throughout the United States. The ones that harm us. That's what they're looking for. And I don't know how you would ever argue that. They have not put their deportation plan together, and I haven't seen their border security plan, just for anybody to ask out there. But he's going around. He was in Texas this week earlier, and then he came here. And I see good things coming from this. And I say this, too. I said this to Dr. Phil and Tom Holman, is the fact that we've been talking 4 years of what we've been through here in this county. And we're just one county of many, of 3,000-plus counties, but 31 on the border. We're one of those. And now that you have people saying, Sheriff, we want to help you, why would you not help? Why would you not get at least meet in the middle? We might not agree on everything, and that's possible. And when I see the final plan, we'll have another thought on that. But when it comes to mayors, sheriffs, police chiefs, governors, all that, we have to be facing the right direction, because the first thing we do with our oath of office, which I just took this year after my election, but the first thing you do is protect your communities, stay in that quality of life. And that's what I look at the visit all about. But for anybody that didn't know that they were coming, there was intent for that, because we don't want to be distracted for good or bad. Let me say that. For people that maybe don't like them, or people that like them, and because we'd be here till 3 days. Dr. Phil's a very popular person, and I'll just tell you a funny story. We were heading down to the border about 2:33 in the afternoon. We stopped and got a soda, because that's a tradition with me, with our people to come here. And we spent about 20-30 minutes in there, because everybody wanted a picture with Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, is that really you? And there was this one, I'm going to say, country girl, and she, like riding a horse, Western, and she had a little daughter, a little sister with her, and she's like, oh my God, she was so excited. And just to see that, I mean, it's just something I'll say this, we have done more in a rural county on the border, facing many challenges in the last 4 years, to bring awareness, to bring prevention, consequences, and now to have being wrapped around by the federal government. That's what we need, the missing component. And I told Dr. Holman, or Tom Holman and Dr. Phil the same thing. We need the federal government to do their job. Very simply put, let's just say it. And that show will air Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday, on Merit TV. Merit TV is Dr. Phil's network. He bought it, developed it, however you want to look at it. And you can download it free, and then you can watch it. You can watch his shows, you can watch his news, and all that kind of stuff. So, again, we're excited they came here. I just say it shows another boost. But there's a reason President Trump, Vice President Harris, Vice President now Vance, Robert Kennedy, the candidate for president, all came here. There's a reason they came here. It's not because we're doing bad things. I can promise you that. It's because we're trying to do everything we can, and we want a partner. I think it's important.
And also paying a visit this week was a member of Trump's transition team.
He did. That came, in fact, they left last night. And there were 7, 8 of them in that group, and that included former police chief, former appointees under the former President Trump was in office, former administration with Trump, and others. And we also had some of our partners that we work, some of the cyber part of it. We're here, and it's been a busy week. I mean, I went home last night. I think I got home about 9:30 last night, and let me just tell you, I was wiped out. But I tell you, having these visitors, having the dialogue, having the engagement, and let me just say, when you pay a little over $13 million in 35 months for incarceration costs for border crimes, these are state-related border crimes, yeah, we can use a relief here in Cochise County, and that's what we're pushing for. We got some pretty good innovative ideas, too, that will be coming out hopefully in the near future.
And something else that kept us busy and was looking towards the future and innovation was there was actually a ribbon-cutting ceremony at the Port of Entry in Douglas this week.
There was, and that was something that was discussed. I'll just throw that out there, that this legal ingress, egress, these port of entries, we have to sustain them. That's an economy boost for any border community. So they had the ribbon cutting, which has been, 10 years they've been talking about this, Carol, and I've had numerous conversations, but we were present for that to ensure that we show our support on that, and I had a couple of my leadership team down there in support of that. So that's exciting. It's exciting for economic growth, exciting for public safety, because, again, it just enhances our ability, those who come across the border with drugs and stuff, that we can detect that. And so, again, kudos to the City of Douglas, Cochise County, our office, and all the people that have make that happen.
And Christmas is practically here. Here comes all the parades and all the fun. And tomorrow is going to be Shop with a Cop in Benson.
It is over 100 kids. Thanks to KK and to the committee for that. Shop with a Cop in Benson. Let me give you a little historic of what we're doing is, thanks to all our community that jumps up and supports that. That doesn't come through our tax dollars. This is done through donations. The charity ride has been reorganized to the money that we raise will always support our Shop with a Cop in Benson and our Shop with a Cop in Douglas. So I think it's really neat. But when you can service, I know it's a lot of kids, over 100 kids. What was the total? 115?
115 so far.
115 kids so far, yeah. And then the kiddos in Douglas, these are kids in need. So we're honored that the local, state, and federal law enforcement can embrace them tomorrow. And they'll be doing that up in Benson, take them to Walmart, take them shopping, and it's just a cool event. And I mean, it's all about these kids. Santa Claus comes in the helicopter, on and on. So it's pretty neat.
And there's Benson Shop with a Cop and in Douglas next week. So there's all of the Christmas events, and we'll talk more about that next Friday, reminding everybody. So we have a lot of internal people working really, really hard to make that happen. So for 115 kids so far, we have 35 volunteers to help shop. Yes. So we're working on that aspect as well. And tomorrow is also going to be parades. So we have Palominas, we have Sierra Vista, we have Sunsights. So we're going to be all over Cochise County in parades tomorrow too.
Yeah, communities coming together to, embrace their blessings and just embrace the holidays and Christmas. And if you haven't been to the Palominas parade, let me throw that one out there. That is one of the coolest parades in the state and beyond. It's the hometown parade. If you've ever seen, it's a daytime parade, but it's the hometown parade. You go out there, you can see everything from people walking goats, tractors. I mean, just the coolest parade. So if you want something to do, I believe it starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, correct?
Yes.
10? I think it's 10 o'clock. Verify that, though, folks. And I don't want you to get there 10 and it's over. But it's a good-sized parade. I've had the opportunity in the last 3 years. And all the parades, I try to get around the county and do all of them. And I won't be at the Palominas tomorrow, though. But again, I know my team will. We'll have a team out there. But all the parades. Sunsight's another one. Sunsight's another very cool parade. And there's one parade that we do is Portal. The Portal Parade is July 4th one, I believe is the one. I went up there a couple years ago and did their parade in Portal, and it was 5 floats. 5 floats. It took us, I'm going to exaggerate, say 10 minutes. But it's the coolest thing. To them, that's them. That is their community. It's just so neat. So get out and explore Cochise County. It's a really cool county. And when you start seeing some of the things going on in these communities, it's pretty neat. But I also want to say, I was looking at the other day, counting my calendar. We've got over 12 community events that give back to the community during the holidays, whether it's Shop with a Cop, whether it's our Ringing the Bell at the Salvation Army last week. Right now we're leading the pack of how our day is so far the top day. I know Kenya Vista Medical Center's trying to get that award. They're trying to beat us on that. And we wish you well. Dr. Phillips over there, and they won't do it. They won't do it. And but it's just cool that we can do that. That's I said it 12 years ago when I got elected for sheriff was I wanted to make the sheriff's office a household name. I think we're doing that pretty well.
And another thing you were talking about was what's happening at Veterans Park. You were impressed with that.
I was very impressed. I stopped last night about 6:37, whatever it was, at Veterans Park and talked to Laura Wilson. She's I'm probably going to screw this up, but she's Parks and Rec director. But she does an amazing job. Her and all John Healy over there and all the team. Greg Deuce now over on that team over there, all of them. And but they have the ice rink. And you've heard about it. You probably see about it. You drive by there and say, hey, what's that ice rink over there? Go see that. The city staff from Parks and Recs runs that. The team brings it in. They set it up. Say, here you go. But the city runs it. And it's really what a holiday tradition. If you want something for your grandkids or something different in Cochise County or Sierra Vista, go to that. It's really neat. And so I didn't get on the ice last night because I respect my bones. But the bottom line is this, that my grandkids were there last night, and let me tell you, it was so cool. It's so cool. So, yeah, stop by there, take a look at it. If you're looking for something different or just want to go back memory lane as a couple, hit the ice rink.
And so also this week we had, thanks to Commander Kenny Bradshaw and his wonderful wife from Greenway Elementary School. She's an amazing teacher. We had 44 third graders come and do a field trip at the Sheriff's Office in Bisbee. So one of the things that amazed me is you have 44 kids. They got to see the helicopter land. They got to go in the helicopter, pet it on the side, come up and see the SWAT vehicle, see the Hellcat, the Challenger that we have, talk to people, go through the whole building, help decorate a Christmas tree in our admin, and see, how Justice Court 1, Judge Poppy, thank you so much for allowing the kids in there, and they got to see a video arraignment, and then coming back. So you get to ask them questions. What was your favorite part of today? And they all raised their hands. They were so excited. Some of them said, okay, the favorite part was decorating the tree. Favorite part, the court was a really big hit. I'm not surprised, but I didn't hear too many helicopter stories, which I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So the court was a big hit. But the final comment was the bathroom. So we were a little bit stunned. And the kids all agreed that the bathroom smelled so good and they were clean. And you tend to overlook people who help your mission, who help get you from day to day. And things like, sweeping the floors and making sure the windows are clean and making sure that your quality of life while you're at work is good. So thank you to all of the custodial caretaking staff everywhere, not just the sheriff's office. And if you see these people, thank them for what they do, because they are part of your success.
Well, they are. They're part of your reputation and your image. Whether you're going to a school, whether you're going to the sheriff's office, a business, a retail business, when a business looks good, there's a team that's putting that together like that. So I agree with you. I thought it was a great story. And I know you even called the facilities director from the county and thanked them.
Yes.
And I think that's overlooked. So, yeah, don't take it for granted when you walk in a restroom. And if you walk in them, because most of the time we take restrooms, they're not clean.
No.
And we do. We have very clean bathrooms at the sheriff's office, which is good. And but it's interesting that this third grader, the honest generation, actually recognized that and just said it like it was. That's cool.
And it's also a time for Christmas parties, and you're going to be going to the General's Christmas party.
Yes, the General's Christmas party is today for the Generals. I'll be heading up there later this afternoon, and which is always a really nice formal event. I just spend a few opportunities to just say thank you for a year. It really is. We have such a great partnership with our generals on post, the garrison commander, our military brothers and sisters. So yeah, I'm always honored. I don't think I've missed one over the years, and just to get up there and spend a few minutes and there's it's very structured Christmas parties, very formal Christmas parties, but they're really cool. So thank you, Generals, for what you do, and thanks for the partnership.
And they had the Christmas party for Search and Rescue last night. Commander Bradshaw was there. The Search and Rescue team was there. So, that's a way for them to come together in not a stressful situation where they're trying to rescue people and find people and do all of the things that need to be done. But thank you to Search and Rescue for everything they do.
Yeah, let me echo that too. And I had all intention. This week it's going to take me everywhere but where I want to be, if that makes any sense. And with all the unexpected, the longer days, and so, but I didn't make it last night. But I know Commander Bradshaw and my stead made it there and spoke, and that's one I don't usually miss. But they do. These volunteers, all our volunteers, but Search and Rescue, they go out there, they put their lives on the line, and I want to say thank you to them. And Merry Christmas. We have so many blessings. We had another safe year. I think that's one of the blessings that we talk about every year with all our team members. But I wish I could have been there last night, but that's an amazing group of men and women that just go out there and help this community every day. So thank you.
And fun things in the community. We have 10-year-olds, the Little Barracudas from Sierra Vista.
They're part of the Cornell Athletic Soccer Club that's in partnership with the city of Sierra Vista. And my youngest son asked me to help coach them, so I do all their training and coaching. And so this is a lot of kids that didn't know how to play soccer. But so we started our tournament earlier in the week, and now we're in the championship round tomorrow. So these little guys are in the champ. We won last night 4-3, very tense match, if you can imagine. But trust me, parents and coaches. But we won 4-3, and they've come so far. And so we're in the championship. I think it's 10:30 on Saturday morning. So if you had nothing to do, and you want a bunch of very energetic 10-year-olds that want to 9, 10-year-olds that want to run around the field. But let me tell you, that's an age where they're developing. They're actually seeing who's going to actually probably move on in soccer, and some of them are just for fun. I get it, but the way they were playing last night is just incredible. They've come so far, so I'm impressed with them. But yeah, go Barracudas on Saturday.
And we're asking for people to, just think for a moment about others, and we've got some sad news with Greg Johnson's funeral, and our court security also, Chapo passed away this week, and his funeral's today. So those are the things. Don't take people for granted.
That's well stated, Carol, and the fact that you just never know what tomorrow's going to bring or what the next hour is going to bring. We just don't know. I mean, look. And I know I'm going to take this off topic for a minute, but look at the guy, the United Health president,
Right.
that got gunned down
United
in New York.
Healthcare. Mm-hmm.
Here's a guy that goes there for a meeting, conference, and walking down the street, and some coward shoots him in the back. Now, I don't know the details of. I saw the video where he looked like he's going to shoot him in the back, and that's what happened. But the bottom line is, you never know. You just never know. But on behalf of Greg Johnson and Suzanne, his wife, and Greg was a city councilman here and for the city of Sierra Vista, a former prosecutor, but had a very nice service. I went to that this week, and rest in peace, Greg. I mean, just a super good supporter of public safety all around. And then Chapo served in law enforcement, public safety, retired, and working in court security, worked in our building, and his services are today totally unexpected on that one. And but God bless both their families, and we're going to miss them both.
And another sad situation, but another really great job by our staff is an investigation and arrest. The sad part of it, it was a customs agent that was arrested last night.
Yeah, and this is, let me just share this. This happened yesterday. It was a search warrant, an initiated search warrant between us and some of our federal partners. This is all of our Border Operations Center. And you and I had a meeting with the media yesterday, Carol, about they're doing such great work over there, bringing down offenders of the law, bad people, you name it. And we need to start highlighting some of those cases, no doubt. We took down a stash house a couple of weeks ago, which is rare in Cochise County with the current border situation. Stash houses aren't rare, but they're rare here, where they took it down and there was moms and kids in the stash house in deplorable conditions. I mean, we're changing and saving lives every day. The one from yesterday was a search warrant with our federal partners. We ended up arresting a customs officer at the port for child abuse, endangerment. There's all kinds of things coming with that still. And his wife. And so I know we're new into the investigation. He's in my jail right now. Here's a man that wore a badge to protect our country, to protect our communities, and he violated it. So those are role model fractures, I call them, but they're also headlines. And I think they need to be headlines. If you're going to go out there and abuse children but wear a badge and act like you're the role model, you need to be sitting in our jail. I'm serious with that. So I'm sure you'll see a press release on that here very soon.
Your stop of the week is also your safety message of the week.
It is. Coming home the other night, a couple nights ago, and it was like 8:30 at night, whatever it was. It was dark. I was tired, and the car was in front of me. I was watching the car because it wasn't doing the best of staying in its lane. And so I'm watching thinking, oh, it's going to be a impaired driver. I'll be home at 11 tonight. And so finally I'm watching the car and watching it try to stay in the lane and about ready to start traffic stop for that when all of a sudden he throws a cigarette out the window. Now that's easy at night because when you throw it out, it hits that extra oxygen blast because of the air at 40 miles an hour and came right onto the road in front of my car. So I stopped him and walked up and said, you know why I'm stopping you? And no, why are you stopping me? And I told him, I said, first of all, you're having trouble staying in the lane. We have my steering box is bad. Suspension is bad. Well, that's a factor in itself. Listen on that. But I said the main reason I'm stopping you was you threw a cigarette out. That confirmed the reason why I hit my lights to stop you. He goes, yeah, I should know better. I'm an idiot. Yep. You're not going to get an argument out of me on that one. Folks, don't throw your cigarettes out, especially how dry it is. Was it 3 weeks ago, that big fire down in Hereford? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a lot of resources, a lot of endangerment, a lot of people being displaced. I remember that morning I was out there working that. So please, if you're going to smoke, find a can, find a sand in it, whatever you're going to do, because most new cars don't have ashtrays. This one did have an ashtray, by the way. It was an older truck. So please, it is illegal, number one, but number two, that is a zero-tolerance approach, especially in Arizona with the dryness. So, yeah, don't throw your cigarettes out or any trash out the window.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Grady, Carol, thank you guys both for all you do. I know it's been a busy week for both of you. I know, Grady, you just did a video for us for the Academy yesterday. Beautiful work. And I just want to say that. But both of you guys do so much behind the scenes. Most people go home at 5 o'clock. You guys at 9 o'clock. Like Carol, I know we're still talking by 8, 9 o'clock. Thank you both for what you've done. And, Carol, how many years here?
38.
38 years here. I mean, I feel like you're chasing me, 40 years ago, I was in the police academy. 40 years ago, I was sitting in a police academy, 20 years old, waiting to turn 21 this month. And same thing when I was in the police academy back in the day. So, again, it's just time goes fast. But, yeah, like you said earlier, Carol, give your loved ones a big hug.
Well, Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have Melanie from Sierra Vista Sky Islands Regional Partnership.
First Watch on KWCD Country. It's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and thank you so much, Melanie, from Sky Islands Regional Partnership.
Good morning.
So tell us a little bit about what tomorrow brings.
So tomorrow is the Sky Islands Regional Partnership's 65th Christmas Parade. So we've been doing it for 65 years. It's the longest running Christmas parade in Arizona. And so we're just really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We actually have more entries this year than we did last year, than we did the year before that. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. We have about 81 entries this year. So we have quite the variety. But the parade will actually kick off at 5:30. It starts at Martin Luther King and Avenida Escuela, and goes down Avenida Escuela and then up Fry Boulevard and back around, and so back around through Martin Luther King. But it's going to be a lot of fun, but they will close the streets at 5 o'clock. So please make sure you are out where you need to be to watch the parade before 5 o'clock. But it kind of goes around Veterans Park. So there's a lot of things that the city has going on inside the park. But the Sky Islands Regional Partnership Parade will be going kind of around that. And so just make sure you're out there early. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We know that we have some folks that think it's a little bit too cold outside, to come out. And so if it's too cold outside, you can always watch it on the Herald Review Media. They're going to live stream it. So please watch out for that. And then we will also have KGUN 9 recording it this year. And so they actually are going to play it. They're going to record it, and then they're going to play it on the 25th, so on Christmas, from 9 to 10 in the morning. They'll be playing it, and then 11 to 12 in the morning on the 25th on KGUN. And then KWBA, they'll be playing it on the 25th from 6 to 7 a.m. and then from 9 to 10 p.m. And so if you want to watch it again, it's a great way. You can just jump on KGUN 9 and watch it, but also watch it live stream through the Herald Review.
And then that way you can get the best of both worlds.
You can get the best of both worlds. And if you really enjoyed it, you can watch it multiple times.
That's right.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we have some great sponsors, of course, this year. Our diamond sponsors, Cox Communications, SSVEC, and Herald Review Media.
And what's the theme this year?
So our theme this year is your favorite Christmas movie. So we kind of put that out there to all of our entrants, and we have a great variety. It's going to be a lot of fun, and of course we'll have our judges out there, and it's going to be so much fun.
Well, good. And you're not going to end there. Next weekend continues the fun with a Santa fly-in.
Correct. So Santa and Mrs. Claus will be flying in an air evac helicopter. They will land, give or take, around 10 a.m. at Cow Ranch, and that is on the 14th. And that's another free event that we put on for our communities. And so if your kids want to come and see Santa, feel free, but it's really fun to watch Santa fly in. Sometimes he's a little early, sometimes just a little bit late. It's a long ways to come from the North Pole. So just make sure you're there a little bit early, and then you can line up, and the kids get to play in the helicopter, and we have fire trucks out there, and it's just a lot of fun. So another free event, but just make sure you're there a little bit before 10 a.m.
Well, how can people find out more about what you do, where you're at? Give us your web pages, Facebooks, whatever you would like.
So we're Sky Islands Regional Partnership on Facebook, and then you can go to www.skyislandsrp.com to our calendar and learn everything more about all of our upcoming events.
And we thank you for what you do in our community, and we're looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. It's going to be great.
And Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have Don Foster from Sierra Vista Fire Medical Services.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and thank you so much, Don Foster, for being here, Sierra Vista Fire Medical Services. And tell us all things that you're doing amazingly with the kids in the Sierra Vista area.
Okay, well, first of all, thanks for having me here. I appreciate you guys' time and your public's time and stuff. So, yeah, we're doing our 53rd year of the Sierra Vista Firefighters Toy Drive. And basically, we service kids from birth to 12 years of age. And families that kind of need a little extra helping hand in the Christmas season and the holiday season. So we're collecting toys and gifts, like new and unwrapped toys and gift cards, cash donations, whatever to buy those toys with, up until our delivery day, which is on the 21st. But today we're doing our sign-ups. So if you need anybody, if you have somebody that you think could use an extra helping hand, and they live in Sierra Vista, Hereford, or Palominas, that's where we deliver to, then they can come today, actually, is our first sign-up. So today at Station 3, which is at 675 Julio Cesar, it's kind of by the Buena High School area at our Station 3, and they can sign up. We're going to be there till noon, playing some Christmas music. Might be a few elves running around. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Things get crazy on a Friday, right? And then tomorrow we're going to do the same thing. So if you can't come today, come tomorrow.
And what do they need to bring with them to sign up?
Yeah, so what they need to do is just bring a piece of mail showing that a bill or something that they live at the house, wherever we're delivering to in those three towns. They need to bring their ID and then some sort of paperwork showing that they have parental custody of the child, whether it be a birth certificate or court order or WIC papers, whatever that maybe something official, right? A title for the child, and it can just be a.
Sorry.
I know. I was just trying to be funny there.
That was really good. It worked. Hit the mark.
It worked.
It can be copies. We just want to verify that we're not getting two sets of parents and we double the toys and stuff.
What is your average number of kids that you help through the holidays? Generally speaking?
Yeah, so generally we see about 750 kids, and that's like 250, 300 families. And there's a lot of those families. Like we used to do up to 18 years of age, but it just it was getting really hard for us to do that. It's hard to find out gifts for older kids, and it's kind of a little hard to get gifts for 12-year-olds, right? But it was just hard. So what we do is we still kind of look at how many kids are in the family, and if they have say a couple of the younger ones, but like 2 or 3 of the older ones, we'll still help them out a little bit with some gift cards and stuff. But it's just it's hard to go out and get Christmas presents for the older ones too. So we look at everything. We look at the whole package and just try to do the best we can for the families this time of year.
Are you still taking donations?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So if you want to drop off toys or cash, gift card donations, what have you, you can go to any Sierra Vista Fire Medical Station. There's 4 of them. Or if you want to come see us, we're going to be doing our next radio remote at Ace Schlotsky's, the parking lot. You can't miss us. We'll have little screaming fire trucks. Our Ariel's out of town. It's doing a special guest appearance in Phoenix this month, so we won't have that. But we'll have a bunch of the firefighters down there. Pluggy the talking fire hydrant, and Too Tall, one of our mascots. You name it. It's going to be a zoo, right? But we're going to be down there this coming Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. And you really can't miss us. There's a lot of big red fire trucks flashing lights.
And you guys also take cash donations. And tell us about how you shop for what you might be missing.
Yeah, so we are constantly sorting the toys and looking to see what we need, and just based on previous year's experience, what we need. We'll take the cash and the gift cards and what have you, and we'll shop locally. And so actually what I'm doing this year is we have our firefighters and their families really want to get more involved with the shopping part. So I basically give them the parameters of what we're looking for, and I send them to the stores, and they go out and just shop for a ton of toys for the kids, and so it's pretty fun. They seem to really like that, so it's cool.
Well, we appreciate everything that you do for our community, and we appreciate what the firefighters do for the kids. I mean, you guys are stepping up, and the community's stepping up behind you, so thank you.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without you guys in the community for sure, so thank you guys.
All right, invite everybody out and tell them how to register today and tomorrow one more time.
Yeah, so if you come starting today from 8 to noon and tomorrow from 8 to noon at 675 Julio Cesar, that's Sierra Vista Fire and Medical Station 3, you can sign up. You need to bring your ID, a piece of mail showing your address. The address needs to be within Sierra Vista, Palominas, or Hereford, and then some sort of parental paperwork showing that you have that child under your care. Titles are good, right?
Titles are good, yeah.
If you have a title.
A
Arizona doesn't
registration.
really issue those too much anymore.
No.
It doesn't have to be notarized, right?
That's right. No, you're good.
Okay. But birth certificates, things like that. And copies are fine.
All right, well, thanks for coming and talking to us today.
All right, thank you.
You bet. We'll see you next week. And tomorrow's a very special day in our history. Tomorrow's the 7th, isn't it? December 7th? Yes.
Yes, so we want to make sure that everybody remembers Pearl Harbor survivors, the veterans visitors from all over the world, as they honor the 2,403 service members and civilians who were killed during the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th. So take a minute. Tomorrow's going to be really busy, but just take a minute to think about that.
And Carol, how do they get a hold of us at the Sheriff's Office?
So reach out. Cochise County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mark J. Daniels is our Facebook page. That'll take you to our links to Instagram and X. You can also give us a call, 520-432-9500, with any questions, comments, concerns. And you can look at our webpage, cochise.az.gov/sheriff, for all things that are good.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. Keep up to date. Follow the Cochise County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. And tune in next Friday, 7 a.m. for First Watch right here on KWCD.